Hi, this is Bruce Buffer, your voice of the Octagon, and you're listening to MMA Mental.
I'm now joined by UK standout heavyweight Paul the Titan Taylor. Paul, I know you've got some. You've had a bit of a up and down few months really, but you've got a big announcement coming. But thank you first of all. Thank you for joining me.
That's no problem, mate. Good to be back on the show.
I know we had a big year last year. You had some really good fights, some really good wins, and we're looking to build a course again on it this year as well. So let's talk about these last few months. I've been following you obviously, and I know you had a few big fights coming up. Let's talk a little bit about Bama. You had a bigger fight coming up at Bama. What happened there?
Yeah, it was against Callum Cook. I just got injured basically a couple of weeks out from the date I got injured, and you know, it's just one of them things. But obviously the fight couldn't go ahead. I was really disappointed. You know, and sort of sorry to Callum Cook. You know that these things do happen. So yeah, I just got injured really. So that was it really, mate.
Any more contact with Bama? We'd like to see you on a future Bama card.
Yeah, I'm always talking to one of the promoters there. In fact, they messaged me yesterday. You know, they definitely want to get me on there, and I want to fight on there. So it will happen. It'll happen. But like I said to them, you know, I want to keep having. I want to keep progressing in my career. I'm not getting any younger, and I want to fight. You know, not that Callum Cook isn't the top opponent because he's a good up and coming fighter. You know, but it always seems to be me that gives people opportunity. You know, I don't want to fight. I want to fight people that's got a big reputation. I want to fight that, you know, European fighters, anybody. I just don't want to. I want fights that's going to better my career instead of just tiptoeing as I'm going at the minute. You know, I'm not making much progress because I'm not getting the big names. I'm not getting the big fights. Well, I thought I wasn't getting them, but that's we're going to move on to that in a minute.
Now you were due to have a fight in March, beginning of March, and that's fell through. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's alright. I'm just driving on my hands free, so I'm just letting this guy run. Yeah, it was against Dave Wilson, and it was for the Budo heavyweight title. It was on Chris Clark's show, and basically, you know, it does happen. It happens a lot, as I just mentioned. Dave had to pull out. Unfortunately, he had an injury, so that was another disappointing thing for me. But you know, it's just one of them. We tried to get a replacement and what have you, but to be honest with you, we didn't really hold our breath with only. I think it was a week and a bit to go till the show. So it's just one of them things, you know. But shame really. Looking forward to it.
Now we mentioned there about a big fight coming up. This really is a big name. You talk about a European name. This goes beyond that. This is a big international name. This is a man who has fought for the heavyweight title in the UFC, which is of course where everyone wants to be. Talk to us a little bit about who you're facing and when you're facing them.
Yeah, I'm fighting Jeff the Snowman Monson, or Snowball Monson as the kids keep calling him. I'm fighting Jeff Monson. It's on the 5th of July. On the again for Chris Clark on the Budo show. I believe it's for the heavyweight title, and that's going to be happening in Birmingham at the Tower Ballroom on the 5th of July. So I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. There's a few things I want to pick up on there. Of course, anyone who knows you and anyone who's followed your career will know that you faced Jeff Monson very early on in your career. Tell us why this match means so much to you, and also why this match will be different from the first time you faced him.
Well, basically, it was an opportunity that came up. Jeff was in Birmingham at that particular time, and the fight got presented to me. I said, look, you know, as mad as it sounds, you know, we believe in you. Do you want to step in there and give it a go, sort of thing? You know, it's your hometown. It was actually, I think he was doing a seminar at one of the local clubs where they actually arranged the fight for me. So it was just one of them really. They just said, look, let's get Jeff a fight, and you know, we'll set one up with you. So I'd only had 2 fights up to that point, and the first one I'd lost because I went in there with like 6 weeks training or whatever, you know, and I won the second one pretty convincingly. But again, no disrespect to my second opponent, he wasn't really much, you know, he was just a beginner and what have you. So I'd only fought literally probably not even a round in my life, you know. I didn't have any background from boxing or anything like that, or anything, even wrestling. And I think that's where I went wrong. And basically, I just took the fight on. I just thought, what the hell have I got to lose? It's Jeff Monson. I knew exactly who he was, and I thought, no, I'm just going to go for it. And that's what happened. But I lasted 4 minutes and 40 seconds until he actually got me in a submission. But back then, I didn't have any wrestling. I didn't have any I didn't have any ground game. I just had a natural, just a natural ability, really, just like anybody else does that takes it up. And it was a good little fight. I learned a lot, but ever since then, I've just wanted to face him. And I think to myself now, I've sort of dedicated my life so much to this, with the wrestling especially. ASW, you're not going to get better than that, for wrestling. So, it's interesting now because I know how hard I am to get off my feet and to sort of keep me there and to take me down. I'm a nightmare. So it's going to be really interesting to see how I'm going to get on with him this time. So that's the difference now, experience, definitely.
So what does this fight mean to you? Because obviously, like you say, you took it last time as a short notice fight, and it was almost a bit, without being disrespectful to you, because you were very early on in your career, you're almost a sacrificial lamb to promote Jeff Monson, but it's a different kettle of fish now, of course. You've established yourself on the UK scene. So what does this fight actually mean to you as as a chance to show your journey from there to now?
Well, it means everything because I've done pretty well in what I did, and fighting somebody like him would definitely get me even more out there, even more noticed. I can't really say too much, but I've been told if I do a certain amount of whatever, then I'm going to be on the big show. Look, so without saying what show that is, but I've got a massive chance if I win a certain amount of fights. So it's for me. If I lose it, then I don't deserve. I'm not ready for the UFC, and I never will be. So that's the way I look at it. So it's sort of a do or die fight, really, for me. Because if I lose, I'm not ready for the UFC, and I'll accept it, and I'll have to review it after what I'm going to be doing. But if I win it, then it could be massive for me. It could be life changing. Really, it could get me on to much bigger things. So it's a big fight for me, definitely.
What's it going to mean to you as well, fighting in your hometown? I mean, I've been to your fights. I've travelled with your fans. I know how passionate your fans are, and they travel all over the country to see. What's it going to be like for you fighting in Birmingham?
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I mean, even as a beginner fighting Jeff, when I fought at the Town Ballroom, it's funny really because the promoter rang me up and he said, right, we're going to do it in Birmingham, your hometown, where do you want it? And straight away I thought, it's got to be back at the Tower. So it's exactly a mirror image of the fight, of what happened before, you know what I mean, at the Town Ballroom. And but this fight, obviously it means a lot more to me this time, but to have that support there is going to be amazing. There's a lot of people that, sorry, that was the point I was trying to make, that back then the support was massive there, so I don't know what it's going to be like this time for me, it's going to be off the chart. It was so loud in there, it was like, anybody who was there will tell you it was brilliant, that show was, and it's unfortunate that I lost, but this time it's going to be, I believe it's going to be a lot more even, and it's going to be a damn good fight, so it's going to be brilliant for whoever turns up, which I believe that there will be a load there, so a load of people, hopefully.
For those people that obviously do want to go, and I know you'll have lots of people who are going to want to come and support you, how do they get tickets? When will the tickets be on sale? I know it's a few months away yet till the event.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've been told in the middle of next month I'll get hold of them. But I'll be putting it out there anyway on my Facebook. And obviously I'll be telling people that I've got them, and obviously Facebook and that. So people know when they're out, and they could just contact me. The people that are supporting me, that want to, if they want to get the tickets off me, that's brilliant.
So just to confirm then, Paul, the people will be able to get tickets from you, hopefully, directly from you, hopefully in the middle of next month. Now, you mentioned there about your Facebook. If for those new listeners, for your new fans, how can they get in contact with you on Facebook? How can they follow you on Facebook?
Well, I've got a page, Paul Titan Taylor, which I have nothing to do with running it. Somebody down Western Supermare started it, because I didn't have nothing like that to start with, so I've just sort of let him take care of it really, and he's added people on that. So anyway, they take care of that for me and update fighting one of it. Then I've got my own personal one, which is just Paul Taylor. So, you know, anybody can add me up on any of them, but if they're going to talk on Paul Taylor, it won't actually be direct to me, but the other one, there's just Paul Taylor, they'll be able to talk to me and get tickets from me direct there.
Well, Paul, I really appreciate you giving me your time today. I always love having a catch up with you and having a chat, and I personally can't wait to see you make the big step up as you face Jeff the Snowman or Snowball Monson.
Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.